you can't go from 0 to 100 because you're going to lose the conversation with yourself. That bully's going to dominate the space because you don't have the knowledge and experience yet to be able to handle that level. And so the trick is to start small. Start to tick off the minor things that scare you until you can develop the stronger voice in your head. And so really the trick is start with small things and gain momentum.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joe Vitale. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Lux Media Studios. Welcome. You've landed on Zero Limits Living. I'm Dr. Joe Vitale. Every week, I bring you inspiration and information to transform your life. This show is now so popular, you can see it or hear it on 1,000 platforms across the galaxy, including Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, YouTube, Spotify, and probably anything you can name and anything you're using right now. To make it easy, I'm putting all the episodes in one place. Go to ZeroLimitsLivingTV.com, and you can sign up to be notified whenever a new episode is posted. ZeroLimitsLivingTV.com. People ask me about my coaching. I started it 20 years ago, trademarked it 15 years ago. It's a system. It's proven to work. Go to miraclescoaching.com and check it out for yourself. My latest program is called Mental Time Travel System, a way to rewrite the past, to be empowered in the moment, to create a new future. Also, my latest book, at least so far, is called Unexpected Kindness. Go to unexpectedkindnessbook.com. New book coming out, shouldn't surprise you. It's called Zero Limits Living. Same title as this show, Zero Limits Living. It'll be at ZeroLimitsLivingBook.com and wherever books are sold. Now, I want to shut up and let my guest talk because I have been waiting for this legend to be here. This show is about going past limits. This is about Zero Limits Living. This guest is doing it. He's living it. There are movies about him. There is at least one book by him. I know people who keep telling me about him. I reached out, bought his book, got him here, and this is why I'm so excited I can't sit still. I have the Iron Cowboy, James Lawrence. This is his book, Iron Cowboy, Redefine Impossible. This book was based on the fact that he had completed 50 Ironman triathlons in 50 states in 50 days. And after taking a moment to recover from that, he did 100 more. And when he was done with the 100, on the next morning when he could have slept in, he did another one, 101. As I say, there's this book, there's at least 2 movies, and this guy is blowing up the internet. He is melting minds, and he's here with me. James, thank you.
Joe, no, thank you, man. When I saw the book order come in, I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Joe, the man. And I reached straight out to you immediately. We connected. And here we are today. So what a gift, man. I can't even describe to you how impactful your work has been in my lives, the way I teach it to my kids now in every aspect of my life. Like, you've just been brilliant. You've been massively impacted. I'm sure you hear it all the time, but thank you, brother. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm sitting here in awe and I'm deeply confused. It's like, what in the world did I say or do to ignite anything in you? Because your accomplishments are off the charts. People are confused, they're perplexed, but maybe we should start there. You saw the movie The Secret. You know something about the law of attraction. You know something about me. What did you pull out of all of that you used in this athletic, record-breaking, melt our minds kind of experience?
Yeah, it's amazing. My grandmother is actually the one that kind of introduced me to this personal development space, this believe in your self space, this visualization space. She was an immigrant from Poland. And she moved to the country of Canada where I was born and grew up. And she was big into being an entrepreneur and building her own business. And she got into network marketing in the early days and built a massive industry. And in that industry, you know, it comes alongside with personal development. And The Secret came across her desk, and I was a young man, and she shared it with me. And man, did I fall in love with this, because I grew up like Different, I believe different than a lot of people in that just in their belief systems and what they believe, and everyone's just like going into the same box and doing the same things and checking off life. And I was like, man, there's more, there's bigger, there's greater. And I just started to do all the vision board stuff and just really
Wow.
deep dive into it.
Wow.
And there's just so many unbelievable examples in my lives of just like I visualized it, I believed it, I did the work, and then we accomplished it.
No kidding. You've accomplished it on a level that people are going to be talking about for throughout history. You've got a legacy going, and you're a young man. But
Yeah, well, thank you. I actually want to share a really cool story with you.
yeah, tell me, tell me.
So in The Secret, they show the thing about the house, and he puts it on the thing, and then he ends up
Right.
buying the house, and it was ends up being the one. And so my wife and I were doing house plans and all this stuff when we were newly married, and we picked this like ideal house plan that we wanted, and but we couldn't afford it. And so we kind of like shelved it and put it and then built a different home. And then a decade later, when we were in a different part of our lives, we went and forgot about that plan that we had visualized and done, and then built our new home and then pulled that out, found it later on, and it was the exact plan that
Wow,
we had
I love it.
originally visualized us building. And so just one of those small little things that's like, holy
Yeah,
cow, this stuff
yeah.
works.
One of those small little things like building my dream home.
Yeah, yeah,
You
exactly.
know, when people watch The Secret, and it's kind of an irritating thing for me to hear, though I understand what they're doing. One of the first things that they apply the law of attraction or visualization to is creating a parking space.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I understand that, but wouldn't it be better to create a car to put in a parking space or a house to park the car at or to do what you've done? What has made you keep raising the bar? I know you got a good start with your grandmother there and you were in that atmosphere and you saw The Secret. But again, like I just said, a lot of people go, I'm going to create a parking space and they're happy with that. Godspeed to them. Why are you going so much bigger?
Yeah, I just fell in love with the concept of trying to chase down the ultimate version of yourself.
Yeah.
And then over time, I've just really realized that I'm never going to catch that guy because I continually change and grow. So that version of who I'm chasing down changes. And for me, it's the constant pursuit of that individual that I'm ultimately never going to catch. And as I grow, change, and evolve, as does that individual and that avatar. And for me, it's just like, how amazing can I make that avatar? And along the way, I grow and I change. And so for me, it's just this constant pursuit of how can I become the best version of myself? And then as I'm on that pursuit, how do I help others elevate and
Right.
understand that same concept to do it? Because as you know, Joe, like it sucks to be at the mountaintop by yourself. And so for me, I'm like, I want to try to bring as many people along with me. And so I try to like get people to show up in their lives to win the conversations. And
Yeah.
as you teach to visualize and do the work and then accomplish.
You are doing it. You are inspiring so many people. The thing is, most people don't like to run uphill. They don't want to run at all, let alone run uphill. And you're talking about climbing the mountain. Why should we climb the mountain? And before you say anything, I watched both of the movies. I read your book. Congratulations on all of this. And I know you're inspiring a lot of people around you not to go and do the same thing you're doing, but to find their personal best, to find their stretch, to find the thing that's out of their comfort zone. And your mother was one of them that was in I think it was the first movie, where she went and ran, what was it, 5Ks for five
Yeah.
days in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you are inspiring lots of people. If there's somebody watching here going, well, I want to go out of my comfort zone, how do they know where to go? How do they pick something that they haven't done before, but not quite as gigantic as what you've done?
Yeah, I think the beautiful part about life is everybody's heart is different and we're all on our own unique paths of this journey. And you asked about why climb mountains instead of roll down hills.
Yes. Yes.
And it's because rolling down gravity and using that is easy, and going upward is elevating ourselves to a greater capacity. And what I found about getting to the top of a mountain is it opens up possibilities, because now every time we summit a mountain, we've changed as a person, and all of a sudden, oh man, I didn't know that mountain existed because I couldn't see it because I wasn't high enough. And
Yeah.
so it really allows us to see different opportunities.
Mhm.
And for people to get started, just give yourself grace for any mistakes that you've made in the past. None of us are perfect, and that's okay. And then just show up and start. And one of the biggest questions I get, Joe, as I've traveled around the world and spoken on stages, is how do I become more mentally tough? And the only way is through experiences and showing up and diving in and doing the work. It's interesting as we look around. I've got 5 kids, and as I look at my kids and their peers, and a lot of the peers are sitting at home waiting for life to knock on their door, waiting for passion to punch them in the face. And I'm like, guys, you have to go live. You have to go do. Yeah, you got to put it on paper. Yeah, you got to put it on the board. Yeah, you got to visualize it. And then you got to go do. You got to have these experiences. And that's where I want people to understand to start. And just meet yourself where you're at. You don't have to do what I did. But you do got to get up, and you do have to take action. And if it means taking the first step, take that first step. If it's walking outside, walk outside, get to that mile, get to 5K, and then continue to push your boundaries into what's possible and realistic for you, and then continue to stretch.
I love it. I love it. One of the things I know that helps us achieve our goals is to have support. And as I watched the movies and I read your book and everything, first of all, you got a very loving family and you have a priceless wife. I mean, the support that I saw from that right there in the home nucleus, that is amazing. And then you also have support when you're on the road, even though I cringed when I found out that they didn't bring your shoes when you had that relief team come by and they didn't even have your shoes and you're running. It's like, what not? So, what about getting support? That's obviously a key to success. What about if somebody is trying to go out the door and they're feeling like, well, I'm not married, I don't have kids, I don't have family, I don't have a coach, I can't afford somebody? How do they get their support?
Yeah, first thing is ultimately you got to believe in yourself, Joe.
Yeah,
Before you can start to attract the support, you got to believe in yourselves, and then you got to show up.
yeah.
And one of the cool things about social media is, dude, I can put people on my team that don't even know they're on my team to motivate me, empower me, inspire me. I can be on a thought leaders team every single day. I can listen to your stuff, wake up Joe's on my team. He fires me up in the morning and
It's
gets me
good.
going.
Good.
And then as I continue to grow, I'm going to attract people in my life that can be on my team because now we're on a trajectory together. I tell people all the time, guys, I'm on a friggin' rocket ship. You want to be on my team? Get on the rocket ship. If you can't keep up, you got to figure it out to be able to keep up with what we're doing. And so you got to set the example so that you attract the team that you need. In
Yeah.
fact, we just did. My team's incredible, and I turn around and I support my team just as much as they support me. We do a lot of stuff in athletics. We try to push boundaries. There's this really cool race called the Last Man Standing, and basically 100 in this race this weekend. 150 athletes started, and you do 2 miles out, 2 miles back, 4 miles on the hour every hour. So if you complete 4 miles in 50 minutes, you get 10 minutes break before you got to go do it again until there's one athlete left. And so our guy, we supported him for 31 hours. He took second place. He covered 135 miles,
Wow.
and every hour on the hour did 4 miles. And when it was all said and done, guess what? The first thing he said was, "Thank you. I couldn't have done it without my team." And
Yeah.
I shout from the rooftops over and over again, "I'm not the Iron Cowboy. We are the Iron Cowboy. I can't do what I do without me every single day. I can't do it without the thought leaders. I can't do it with the people that don't know me that are pushing me. I can't do it with my internal team. Can't do it without my wife. Can't do it without my kids."
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you got to believe in yourself first and then build that team.
What a great answer and a great illustration. Wow, you can put people on your team that don't even know they're on your team. I love
100%.
that. The other thing is the internal war. And I was rereading your book today, getting ready for the interview, and there was even a passage when you were talking about, I just opened it up to it, when you couldn't really run, and there's two voices in your head, one saying, I can't do this. The other one says, take a step. And the other voice says, no, I can't do this. And the voice says, take a step. Most of us are listening to one of those voices, and it's the one that says, I can't do this. How do you internally stack the odds to be more in the favor? 'Cause you're running, you're worn out. There are times when you're throwing up, you have cramps, you have blisters, you've got injuries, you have a crash, you're laying on the side of the road thinking, I can't get up. You still get up. Most of us don't relate to that. How do you choose that stronger voice within so that we
Yeah,
know?
one of the secrets to life, Joe, is having a bigger purpose or reason why you're doing something.
Yeah.
And so before you do anything, before you start navigating all the complexities of life, like figure out why you're doing it and put a higher cause to it. For us, it's raising money for charity, it's setting an example, it's being leaders. All these things are reasons why you can't have one either. You got to have lots. And here's what's really, really fascinating and something that I've learned over the past 20 years of doing these physical and mental challenges is early on, I was trying to figure out how to silence the bully or negative thoughts in my mind.
Mm.
because I don't know what the exact numbers are, but science they've done all these studies, and the amount of negative talk we have way out trumps the positive. And we just have to learn how to like bring in the positive, bring in the light. Darkness can't exist within the presence of light, all this stuff, right? But here's what I've realized is the bully inside of our head, aka the negative self-talk, it's never going to go away.
Mm.
We just get better at learning how to navigate it. In fact, I now embrace the bully and he's my buddy, because if I haven't heard from the bully inside my head for a long period of time, I'm not showing up in my life. I'm not doing anything hard enough to where he's challenging me, because in life
Um,
we seek that path of least resistance. And so if I've gone an extended period of time and I'm like, man, I haven't really heard from my buddy in a while. I
mm,
know I'm not showing up. So
mm.
now I have enough experience. I know how to navigate him. I know how to quiet him, but I almost like I miss when he's not there and chirping in my ear, because that means I'm not showing up in my life.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
I love it when I get that little bit of negative self-talk, because it challenges me to grow. And it tells me I'm on the path of growth. I'm doing something that few people are willing to do. And
Mm.
so for me, I've flipped the narrative. I'm not trying to get rid of them. I want to hear from them more, as long as I can have those quick turnarounds and learn how to navigate those conversations. But I think that bully, Joe, that bully's a gift in all of our lives.
Believing Before Seeing, a new bestseller by Candace Barr. Order your copy today.
That is a great perspective on that. It's a reframe, but it's also telling you that you're doing something noteworthy. That's why it's speaking up. It-
100%.
It's trying to hold you back. But how do you know navigate it? You said you've learned to navigate it. You got a quick tip or something we can all use or train ourselves to start to use so that we can go, okay, thank you for speaking, bully, but shut the, up.
Yeah, yeah. One of the biggest accomplishments we did was the 100 consecutive Ironmans.
Yeah.
And what I tell people is like, look, you can't go from 0 to 100, because you're going to lose the conversations with yourself. That bully's going to dominate the space,
Wow.
because you don't have the knowledge and experience yet to be able to handle that level. And so the trick is to start small. Start to tick off the minor things that scare you until you can develop the stronger voice in your head. And so really the trick is start with small things and gain momentum. Start to create more check boxes in the win column than losses. And then you can increase the level of difficulty until you get to the point where it's like, dude, I don't care. Throw things at me. I hope you talk to me, because I'm going to silence you quick and I'm going to keep going.
Let me keep going. One of the things that you said in one of the movies, and you said it just earlier, was about having more than one reason for doing something big. And I wanted you to expand on that, because I remember when I saw it in the movie, I thought, oh, that's brilliant. I hadn't thought of it before, because most of us have said, and I think Nishi has said it, and Tony Robbins has said it, you just need a reason why. But you said you need layers of reasons why, not just
Yeah,
one.
man. Yeah, man.
What's the, yeah, the
Yeah, because
reason?
if you're showing up in your life and you're really striving for greatness, like you want to break free from mediocrity, man, your one reason won't be enough. Like if here's a perfect example in the documentary that you saw that's not released yet. It's going to be coming out soon. It's the Conquer 100, 100 Ironmans, 100 days. And just real quick, an Ironman is a 2.4 mile swim, 112-mile bike, full marathon run, 140.6 miles. We did an Ironman a day for a quarter of a year, no days off. On day 59, we broke our own world record after day 50. And on day 59, I was in a very violent bike crash, to where we later found out that I broke my back, cracked my L5 in that
Oh,
accident, got back up and had to do 41 more Ironmans in that state. If I only had one reason in that moment, I'm done. I'm not getting back on. My purpose isn't big enough. One reason is a reason, multiple reasons become a purpose. And so I had a purpose. It was for charity. It was my family. It was my word. It was my honesty. It was my integrity. It's the example I was setting for my kids. I start stacking all these things on top of it, and boom, I have a purpose, and I can get back on that bike to continue on that trail. So yeah, I call it my fun little phrase is you got to have a bag of whys in order to win at life.
I love all of this. Well, I have an innocent question here, but I'm sure it's been asked before. How do you pay your bills when you go out the door to do something, especially in the beginning? Now you may get sponsors, you may get people giving you opportunities. I don't know any of that. But I'm talking about in the beginning when somebody's sitting at home, for example, and maybe you can go back to when you were thinking this, and you're going to do 50 of these Ironman things in 50 days in 50 states. Who's paying the mortgage? Who's paying the rent? How do you pay for the groceries? How do you pay?
Yeah, Joe. Everybody wants a free ride nowadays, and they're unwilling to sacrifice. All I
Yeah,
hear now is "Gimme, gimme, gimme," and let me go play. And
yeah,
what they don't realize, and my number one rule is, dude, you got to work, you got to sacrifice, and you chase your dreams on either end of that spectrum. Rule number one, Joe: don't quit your day job. Cover your needs, pay those bills, and you chase your dreams. And it's going to be a lot of hours. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of sacrifice until you get to the point where you can your passion and doing your passion replaces your income. But what people do is they don't understand how long it's going to take, how much money it's going to take, and
yeah,
that requires sacrifice and patience.
yeah.
And so, rule number one, Joe: don't quit your day job, because you got to cover your needs. But most people want it now, and people see the headlines, right? They see the 50 Ironmans, 50 days, 50 states. They see the 100. They see climbed up Kilimanjaro on his bike. They see ran across Greece. They see biked across the country. They don't realize there was a decade of that hard work and sacrifice and saving and doing all these things, not partying, and all that time that you don't see creates those headlines. Individuals today, they want the headline without the sacrifice, and it just doesn't work that way.
That is a great insight. You sound like the most inspiring person I've ever met in my life. You sit there like this rocket ship that is strapped into your seat long enough to do the interview, but then you're going to blast off. And I can't help but think, when you do 50 of these and then 100 of this, and you write your book and you got 2 movies and this, that, and the other, are you bored? Now, not doing those things, are you bored?
Yeah, no matter, Joe. I got 5 kids, man, and I still got dreams, and we're still creating. I'm still chasing down that ultimate version of myself. I'm motivated by guys like you and other people I see in the space, and we become experts in what we do a lot of, and then we want to branch out and tackle new things so that we can be reintroduced to the bully inside of our head. And so I'm trying new things all the time, trying to expand my skill sets. And so, man, I'm not bored. I went golfing with my wife today, man. That you want to talk about trying to develop a new skill and go golfing. You want to be humbled, go golfing. And so just I love life. I'm chasing adventure. I'm chasing experiences. I'm chasing growth. If you're bored, you ain't trying hard enough.
That's good. That's good. Well, what is next for you besides playing golf? What is next for you? Do you have another big dream, a big goal that you can share?
Yeah, man, I'm always chasing just again that ultimate version of myself. I'm doing a lot of fundraising now. I'm satisfied with the really big challenges that I've done. I believe I can do anything I want, Joe. I just have to ask myself, what's the sacrifice, and then what's the benefit.
Yeah.
And what's now for me is trying to help as many people as we can achieve what we've achieved in our lives, in whatever that means to them. I do. I do about 80 events a year on stage. I've spoken in 56 countries.
Good.
Super pumped. On May 8th of 2024, which is in just a couple weeks from this recording, our new book, Iron Hope, is going to be available for pre-order. Just super excited about that. Our second documentary that you've seen
Yeah. Yeah.
is coming out soon. And then, Joe, we are writing a screenplay. We're going to take this thing to Hollywood. It's so exciting, everything that we're doing. I just want to inspire people, motivate people. I want to empower people to take action in their lives, to change their lives, to show up, to have experiences, to dream like you've talked about, to put in that work. I want people to be relentless, to be excited, to be passionate, to just live the lives of their dreams. Stop sitting at home, stop complaining, stop being victims. Get out there, lives. It's your choice to create whatever life you want, and it's totally possible.
Man, the next time I'm putting on a live event, I'm inviting you. And
Let's
then
go.
I'll just sit in
Dude,
the audience.
dude, I just put on my vision board the other day, be on stage with Joe. And so, man, if that becomes a reality, this stuff works.
This is fantastic. Well, a couple final questions because they don't give me much time here. One is, this show's called Zero Limits Living. And of course, I love the subtitle of this, The Iron Cowboy Redefined Impossible. And so my question is, do you believe we have any limits? Show's called Zero Limits Living, but do we have limits? Do you believe we have limits?
I think people have perceived limits, but the reality is that that's all they are. They're limits that we're imposing on ourselves. And the more things that I do, the more it opens Pandora's box, the more it raises a ceiling.
Yeah.
I hope people understand that there are no limits. They are perceived. Salary caps and potential are in NFL football. They're not for our lives. And really, in order to continue to raise that bar, that ceiling, to undo our capacity, is to have experiences, change, grow, gain knowledge, get out there and do, and you'll slowly understand that you are capable of anything you want. You just got to create it.
My God, I got chills going up and down my spine. The new book is called Iron Hope.
Iron
H-O-P.
hope, man. That's what we need is hope.
Oh, I'm there. I'm buying multiple copies now. Is it for sale anyway? Is it on your website or Amazon?
May 8th is when it drops, Joe. May 8th, man. Super pumped.
All right. What is the website?
We'll get you that link. We'll post it in the show notes here. Everyone
Okay.
will be able to do it. My agent's getting me those in the next week or so.
All right. All right. Final question. I'm going to sneak one more in here. What is the question you were hoping somebody would ask? Whether it was me, because you knew we were going to be talking here, or you've done all these interviews and the shows and written the book. Is there a question you keep thinking, why doesn't anybody ever ask me this?
That's the question right there. No, that could be it, man. A lot of people ask me what's next. And like I said before, it's helping people understand that they're capable of so much more.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people don't ask me is, what do I want to be known for?
Oh, what do you
And
want to be known for?
yeah, and I don't want to be known for the 50 or the 100 or any of that. I want to be known as the hero in my home, as an example
Oh,
to my kids, and
oh,
the ultimate family man. Because that's what I think this world is missing right now is just a great stable home, when you can provide it. And like I said, I want to be known for the hero in my own home.
James, I don't even know what to say except thank you. Thank you for what you've done in your life, which has inspired me, influenced me, and by extension, I see it going out there. There have been numerous people who told me about you before I actually went to your website and then, of course, ordered your book. And then, of course, saw both movies. Everybody, this book is called Iron Cowboy, Redefine Impossible. The guest is James Lawrence. The new book is coming out called Iron Hope, which I'm itching to go get right this second. James, I can't thank you enough. I'm sorry we have to say goodbye for now, but I'll see you on stage. I'll see you someplace.
Thank you, Joe. You're an absolute legend, inspiration, and you've helped mold my entire life. Thank you.
Guy knows how to make me speechless. Thank you. I'm Dr. Joe Vitale. You've been listening, watching Zero Limits Living. The show is now seen or heard on 1,000 platforms, including Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and you name it, it's probably there. Go to ZeroLimitsLivingTV.com. All the episodes will be there. Check out Miracles Coaching. Thank Lux Media for doing this show. Candace giving me the opportunity. Nick running the studio. And all of you for making the time to be here. Remember, redefine impossible. Go for your dreams and expect miracles. I love you.